evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another session or the first New Year session of the African Speaks. Ain't that something? The first New Year session of the African Speaks. Now, I know I've been gone for a hot second, but I had to get myself ready and together for this new year, this new season. I had to prepare because it was not an easy journey getting here. Right. The end of maybe the last 3, 4 months of 2022 was weighted. What? It was extremely weighted. And that doesn't mean, I couldn't carry it, which I did, but there was a lot that I had to really try to understand, a lot that I had to go through, a lot that I had prepared for, a lot that I had to get to the point where I had to slow down and listen to what the creator and the ancestors were telling me. I had to slow down and listen to what the creator and the ancestors were telling me, what they were showing me, where they were taking me. So a lot changed within me. Mm, that's the difference. A lot changed from within me, and so I'm gonna put together something called Diaries of a Revolutionary Black Man, and so I can actually go in detail on a show where I will go in detail on the things that the journey it takes to claim your true humanity, your focus in the creator and God and the ancestors, and how you put how it develops in the world. And so in this new year, this is a part of that. And I don't know if you guys saw the transition for it in Akiba Land Inspirational Sunday, if you saw it. But tonight's session is going to be about this new year. Okay, because we're going to talk about this new year, because we're not walking in this new year in question. We're not walking in this new year in doubt. We're not walking in this new year with confusion. We're going to walk in this new year with clarity, with complete clarity. Because some of us, when they say this is the age, this is the era of that woke generation. So some of us know who we are in God. And so we're going to give you 8 things to expect for the new year. 8 things to expect when God sets you apart, because that's exactly what's happening this new year. God is setting you apart this new year. If you've watched the Akiba Land Inspirational Sunday, when he did the Sunday service, the first Sunday service for the new year, and I was fighting, man. I'm trying to tell you, I was literally fighting, trying to uh, focus on consistency, but I couldn't. I couldn't. I was in a space, in a place where it was like pure fire, and I felt God chiseling, because it was serious. And so coming out, I said there are a couple of, I know the next two conversations, which this is going to be the first one. I already know the next show, so I'm not going to be stumbling trying to put it together. The next show, I already know the next show, and then we're going to try to get our guests back on this year. But this tonight is definitely about the 8 things to expect when God sets you apart. And we saying God has set us on apart because we said this is the year of, this is what, 2023, right? This is that 2023, and we dealt with those numbers of 2023. We dealt with the numbers of uh, the combination of numbers in terms of 3 and 2, and that equals 5, and then 5, 6, 7, and number 7 is completion. We dealt with those, and we broke those down, and we broke down what this season, what to expect spiritually this season, and I hope y'all got that. If not, y'all go check and look at the African Speaks and go look through them videos and look for that. Make sure y'all look for that, right? Because I don't want to go back over it again. However, we did talk about when you see that number 23, and I don't know, in my generation, maybe the kids don't know, but in my generation, we see that 23, we think of one word, Jordan. So I talked about crossing the Jordan. You crossing your Jordan. And that's important, because in the spiritual context of the Jordan River, when we're dealing with biblically, man, that was a journey. And you can't cross the Jordan without an experience of the creator and the ancestors. You just can't. You can't walk across the grain, against the grain of the world. Woo! You just can't. There's no way. How am I going to go against the grain of what the world is flowing without the presence and power and the experience of God? You can't. In your 23, your Jordan year. Wow. And I always say that, that hits me a certain, because I'm realizing this is literally, I'm crossing my Jordan year. My Jordan year. You are crossing your Jordan year. That means what? When you're crossing your Jordan year, this is the what, 2023, that 23 hitting different. Crossing my Jordan year, that means I'm moving into that next level. The next level of myself, the next level of my own consciousness, the next level of my spirituality, the next level of my dominance. This is my GOAT status season. It is the next level. It is definitely GOAT status season for a lot of us who feel like they enter into their GOAT status season. I do. After especially what you went through in the previous years to get to this point. And it ain't about your resolutions. It's about what you feel within yourself. The drama and the trauma, the ordeals, you like, I'm due a win. I'm due a better season. Well, that depends on how you carry it. And so in this space, when we're talking about those 8 things to expect when God sets you apart. Why? Because he's setting you apart in your Jordan season. He's setting you apart. You're crossing it. It's like when Allen Iverson went and he had Jordan the first time, and he was like, okay, what should I expect? What should I expect? And he tested the waters, and Jordan was biting, and he crossed them. Then Iverson went into his own greatness. That's it. So one of the things that when you are crossing your Jordan, you're crossing that Jordan. You're going into your GOAT season. First thing is, you're gonna know God is calling this year. This year, God calling you. When you want to expect, God has set you apart, you know that the only thing that's happening right now in your life is that God is calling you. You're crossing the Jordan. Why? Because you can't get there without the presence and power of God. And God said, I'm bringing you to the river where you cross over, and you know that once you get past this point, as you go through this point, not even past it, as you go through your Jordan, as you go through 2023, God got you on the line, because you can't make it 2023 without it. God is on your phone. Ain't nobody else there. So the first thing you know to expect when God calls you and he's setting you apart in 2023, if you're ready, because he's going to set you apart this year, you got to be ready to expect that you're going to lose some friends. You're about to lose some friends this year. And it's not you walking away from friends. A lot of people say, well, I'm going to walk away. You don't have to walk away. I tell people, if you have to walk away from individuals, you feel me? Sometimes you may not be vibrating on a higher frequency, because sometimes God will put the wrong people around you so that you could vibrate on a higher frequency to see if you can pull them over. And if you don't pull them over, God is going to set you apart. He's going to put you by yourself. He's going to put you alone by yourself. You can lose some friends, right? Because you got to walk to the right. They might be going to the left, or you might have to go straight, and they want to continue going backwards. As long as you keep moving, it's not like hey, I'm never going to speak to you again. No, that's not it. I got you when you need me, if you need me for something good. But I can't be there for the things that I'm not called to be there for. Man, that was a hard lesson for me last year. Because some people who know what was going on, I had somebody that I was clear that, you know what? This happened to you, bruh. I got you covered. Like ain't nobody else got you covered. But then when I realized where God was taking me, I was going straight. This person wasn't. and you lose the presence of friends. But I'm always at the end of a call. I'm right there. And so you got to be ready to lose some family as well. They say that you can tell family got, um, those who submit to the will of God are my mothers, my brothers, and my sisters. You know that it won't look the same. Your circles will not look the same. That's the first thing to expect. Get ready for it not to look like you expect it to look like. Then the second thing that you can be aware that is going to hit different, be different about you, is the fact that doing things wrong will hit different. You know how you get out there and you want to party. Things will always hit different. Life will hit different. Your perspectives will hit different. There is nothing that's going to be the same. Especially somebody calling you and telling you, yo, getting you back into what you used to do when you know what you used to do. This is not who you are no more. Life will hit different. You're going to be somebody new. We talking about 8 things to expect when God sets you apart. 1, you're going to have lost of friends and family. They won't be there. 2, life will hit different. 3, you got to be comfortable with knowing that you're going to be more obedient over your personal desires. Yeah, your obedience change. You will listen to what the ancestors say. Some of us get these ancestral downloads. You know when you're called and you're giving some information, and there is something that you're supposed to do in regards to the information that the creator and the ancestors send you. And some of us don't do it. Some of us are still diving into our personal desires and not giving into what our divine responsibilities and our divine call is. Trying to get my seat right. I don't know what's going on with my chair. That's important. That's deeply important. You have your greater obedience over what is supposed to happen versus your desires. Greater obedience. You'll be more self-control. Obedience over your desires. Ain't that something? And sometimes, you are in the world and don't want to be of the world. And the world will is the symbolism of those desires. Everybody. You know what? I have obedience over those things. It's not that time for me. I won't do that no more. Yeah, I'm being called, and then you'll have assignments. And then after a while, your personal, physical, or earthly desires will play a back role to your spiritual responsibilities and your spiritual call and your spiritual drive. That's the third thing. You have more obedience over your desires. The fourth thing that you would expect, the fourth thing to expect when God has set you apart, is complete, total transformation. You didn't make it here. You didn't make it here by being the same person. This the Jordan years. This is 23. This is your GOAT season. This is when you experience. You get to experience what you've reaped. What? It's not the fact that you got to sow it because you've sown it already. 23, for those who've been in it, we've sown it already. It's time to reap what you sow. That's what 23 is going to do for you. You have a total transformation. And that's your mind, your body, and your spirit. Your body look different. You treat it different. Why? Because you understand that this is your temple. And you can't mess it up. Again, the obedience over your desires. You can't destroy what makes you fit. It just can't happen. I don't know how, man. Please, I can't wait till I put this diary of a revolutionary black man together, because I had individuals in my family, getting on me about my high blood pressure. Yeah, I said, well, I understand my body. I don't sleep. I'm up all day, I'm up all night creating. And when I wasn't creating, I was up all night meditating and trying to get right with the creator and the ancestors so that I could do what I need to do. And that's the hard part because you know what I mean, when you're dealing with that and in your mind, you got to read different. It's what you intake. I had to watch what I was putting in because when you go into a certain experiences, yeah, but when you in your Jordan season, when you in your Jordan season, yeah, 23. This is 2023. You in your goat season. Your body is your temple. Your mind is sacred and your spirit is charged. This is where you are. This is what you do. This is what to expect when God sets you apart. And that's exactly what's happening for those who have been diligently seeking. The fifth thing, the next thing, I don't know if it's the fifth, might be the sixth. Six, seven, eight. It's fifth. Is you're going to be battling in a season of loneliness. Yes, the season of loneliness. This is number five. Battling a season, man. And the last 3 months of 2022 hit me. I guess last 5 months was hitting me. Then November I got hit in the gut, and I just been battling between the end of November and December. And then of course baby girl came to visit for the holidays. You know, I love when baby girl come to visit. And so in that space, and it may not be a romantic loneliness. It could be the loneliness of certain friends departing. Mm. It could be a separation. Mm. And it doesn't really matter how many people are around the globe. Because we're connected to millions and millions and millions of people via technology. But when God calls, that season of loneliness is right there because everybody can't fit in a circle. And sometimes God got to speak to you and he can't have so many people around you. So everybody get ghosts. And I can personally tell you that when that happens and you sitting in that space, very few people will call to check on you. Very few. And so you have to get comfortable with and I could remember some evenings God said this past Sunday. And I didn't live stream service. I didn't do anything this past Sunday. Was relaxing and get into myself and I could hear the creator say, "Can you please have me over for dinner?" And I actually, y'all, I love to cook. I don't know if y'all cooked. I love to cook, and I cooked. And man, it was the most beautiful experience, and the food is wonderful. Yes, and I said I wound up doing a whole meal menu prep for the whole week, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, 3 meals a day for the whole week. I did it all on Sunday. Why? Because I was battling through the season of loneliness, and I had God in the experience and my ancestors in the experience with me, and they said, "Yo, we rocking with you." So as we get into our goat status, what? Yeah, you think he had bunches and bunches of friends? Nah, he was cool, but when you work out, you isolate. You bring those people around you who's gonna go to war with you for you. We talking about the 8 things to expect when God sets you apart. 23 season of the 23, the 2023rd year. Hmm. It's that crossing the Jordan status. What are you doing? And so also, one of the things that you can expect when God sets you apart, and the sixth, well, I think this is the seventh thing. Yeah, God will remove confusion. No, this is the seventh. God will remove confusion. You will begin to understand everything around you. He's going to take all that away. What you don't understand and what is not clear to you. You'll know the season that you're in. You'll know what you have to do to increase your awareness of the presence of the power of God and the greatness within yourself. You're going to know it. You're going to feel it. It's going to be removed for you. That's what to expect when God sets you apart, and He is setting you apart this year so that you could reap what you've been sowing. It is right now. You are crossing your Jordan. You are reaching your greatness. Man, you're about to dominate. This is it. It's that year of domination. Period. Now, when that happens, you got to know the same way you have God knowing what your greatness is. Well, they say biblically is written that the devil knows your greatness before you do. He knows. There's nothing that can happen to you wrong that in the biblical sense that the devil doesn't get permission, right? So that means negative principalities, evil spirits are set on the path to distract you. Period. And that's not just because it doesn't believe in you. It's just because you have to be tested. You have to be tested. And for us, that test is what? Has been mostly social media. Social media can get in your head and put stuff in your brain, make you do wrong things to your body, change and alter your spirit. Some of us have to pull away from social media just to get right. I know I did. And so you have to control what comes in. And then I know for me, myself, I had to become what I didn't see. And even more now, become even more now what I don't see. We about to produce some serious things. I'm walking in my Jordan season. Hope you are too. This is GOAT status year, y'all. And I ain't a big Jordan fan. I ain't a big LeBron fan. I conquered my life fan. And to watch individuals who are able to push back distractions, which are spiritual tests, to see if you can focus on your inner greatness. That's what a distraction is. The distraction comes to steal, kill, and destroy what God and the ancestors have put forth. Trust me, if you're not using the social media right, it will destroy anything, but it's put together so that you can home in your skills of focus so you can master your inner greatness. That's what happens. That's distraction. So when that was the seventh thing to expect when God sets you apart. Now again, we said the first one was losing friends, losing family, having that circle is different. The second thing to expect that you can expect is the fact that life is going to hit different. Doing the wrong thing will hit you different. It'll be like leaving a bad taste in your mouth. And doing what God has called you, that will hit you different. That magnetic pull towards righteousness to define you as the Creator defines you. It's going to pull you. The third thing is your need to be obedient, meaning that you're going to get those ancestral downloads. You're going to get those ancestral downloads, and you're going to have a pull. That's what to expect, that pull to achieve what somebody told you couldn't. The pull to fight what somebody said you couldn't fight. There are things that you're just going to conquer when you know God sets you apart, and that's happening this year. The next thing is complete transformation. Complete and total mind, body, spirit. Everything takes form according to what God needs you to produce. Expect that transformation. The next thing that you can expect is and this is the fifth thing that you can expect is the season of loneliness. Yeah, ain't nobody gonna be there. And when you expect your phone to ring, very few people gonna call it. Like the ones you expect, who you've been there with, not gonna call it. Why? Because they off doing what the world wants them to do. You trying to do what God called you to do. Two different things. The sixth thing is that man, distractions, spiritual tests are going to come. The weapons of mass distractions are going to try to get you. You might have things. I have a sister who said they changed my feed, meaning that certain things that she used to get conscious conversations popping up on her feed, now she don't get them. Why? Weapons of mass distraction. Why? Because the negative entities who are after you to keep you down knows your greatness. And sometimes God wants to test your ability to cling to that guidance. Your ancestors want to see how well you hear and how well you respond. The eighth thing that you can expect when God sets you apart, and man, I can tell you, I've been living this one. I live it real. The haters are gonna hate. Man, can I get a amen? Can I get a hallelujah? Can I get a you right on black man? Say it again. Say it again. Haters are gonna hate because they can't see the greatness in themselves. And if they do, they might even get upset because wait a minute, why he shine like that? Why she shine like that? You mean you blocking my? No one blocks your shine because if you about your glow, you about your flow. No one can stop that. Haters are going to hate, and when they hate, that's fine. It's okay that they hate. What you got to make sure of is never let them take your crown. They can hate, never let them get you down. Let them hate. Let the haters hate and keep on pushing forward. I had a friend of mine who close friend, and I can say his name because he's still my boy. His name is Eric Salcedo. He said, dude, I've never seen anybody with more resilience than you. It don't matter what you go up against, you always pushing through. He said, you pure determination. Let your haters hate. They're going to do that. And if you can't use that as a means of I'm on the right track, that's the thing. But you never let them take your crown. Never let them get you down. You keep pushing. I have haters in my immediate circles, in my spiritual circles. And a lot of times they don't realize it motivates me. That's why I don't stop. Y'all keep doing it. Y'all know who my nemesis are. Keep doing what you're doing. Watch what I do. Watch what we create in the midst of the haters hating. When you got people blocking, let them block. God calls you to either go through the wall, over the wall, around the wall, or under the wall. Ain't that something? You got options, so let them hate. When you sit down and say, "Doesn't no nobody lets me," or they in my, you got options. God said, go over the wall, around the wall, under the wall, or straight through it. You got options. Let the haters hate. And with that being said, there is nothing you will not be able to accomplish in this year. Understanding that you're crossing your Jordan. You are crossing into the experience of your own greatness. That's it. That's it. You are crossing over into your own greatness. That number 7 total. This is the year of perfection and completion. How are you being perfected and what are you going to complete within that perfection? What are you going to do? If you combine those numbers and you look at the number 7, when the nation of Israel crossed the Jordan, it was their opportunity of a younger generation manifesting their pure selves. All the old people had died off. They could not cross the Jordan with old thinking. This is that year. And I say that when I say that year of crossing the Jordan, getting rid of old thinking, what to expect is because we here at the PAOCC, the younger generation, where we're trying to get the rise of the African within you. We're creating a series. I will be creating a series of meetings and sessions and gatherings, and we also collaborating. And so we call it this particular session is it's the gathering, where we're bringing. We want you to just experience pure energy and spirit via music, dance, spoken word, maybe positive affirmations. Because after a while, when you're clear, you don't need anybody to preach to you. When you know who you are in God, it's just time for you to listen and do. So let us help you stir up that spirit of production. Let's give the Creator the praise. Let's give the ancestors the thanks and the ashe. And let's let the African in you rise. That is what 2023 is all about. Ain't that something? And with that, I can say I'm going to get on my game. I had one person actually realize that I was off. One person realized that I wasn't myself. One person called me and was like, "What's happening to your shows?" And that one person knew why I was off. And she said, "Pain and purpose. Which one will you choose?" I'm choosing purpose. Because in that, God will show up in the year of completion. Make it happen. One love.